Why had we not got more direction from Mobileye? Why were we not able to sort of see this coming a little bit clearer?
I think the way to look at this is Mobileye is essentially at the top of the stack. Its chips go into the most expensive cars, the cars with the most functions, and are probably amongst the most expensive components that go into cars. So from an automaker's perspective, you want to have them on hand so you can sell those cars, but all of a sudden, if you think, oh, I can't sell those models, I have to cut some of those models, and the market is going more towards, say, mid-range, then you're going to crash your ordering of somebody like Mobileye to obviously save on the buildup of inventory and the costs that are involved in that. So that's probably what's going on here.
And we know all about the automakers, particularly in the EV context, telling us we're really scaling back in 2024. The way that I always look at it is that Mobileye also sells to what we call tier ones, but basically companies that make those off-the-shelf components, and those are the ones that built up the inventories. What's also interesting is the reaction in equity markets. All kinds of chip names, particularly those that sell to the car companies, are down. What's the read across there?
Yeah, I mean, if you've been listening to the conference calls for like the last couple of quarters, people like TI, people like NXP have been asked, hey, the auto market's looking a bit shaky. How can you be so bullish about this? How come your orders are so strong? And what they've been saying is, oh, more chips per car, don't worry about it. We're not too worried about the total number of cars getting sold. Now we're seeing that perhaps they have to worry about the total number of cars being built and being sold, and that's really what's happening here.
And it's interesting, Qualcomm getting caught up in that. We're seeing selling pressure on the day. It's, of course, put some focus on the auto industry as it diversifies out of just mobile. But it also has an announcement today on how it's really trying to be owning the VR, AR space as well. What's the latest on that, Ian?
Yeah, I mean, this is, a repeat of a story we've seen several times. When Apple get involved in a category that sort of others have been dabbling in, suddenly it becomes serious. And as we know, Apple's got a major product coming to market in this area. So what Qualcomm's trying to do here is to say, look, let's not repeat the history that we saw with the smartphone, with the smartwatch. Let's make sure that our Android-based offerings, our Windows-based offerings have a chip that really, really gives the capabilities that will allow the competitors of Apple to have things out there that can fight back and stop Apple just waltzing in and owning the sector.
Apple has its own proprietary chip inside the Vision Pro. And as Carrie points out, for Qualcomm, this is one of a number of areas moving away from the smartphone. Tell me about the XR2 Plus chip. Do we believe it's at the cutting edge in this use case?
I mean, the explanation that we had in the story is that up to 12, maybe even more than 12 cameras, 4K projection of visuals in each eye. Sounds pretty aggressive, sounds pretty exciting. But I think, as Qualcomm said themselves, everything is in the implementation. We absolutely have to see what its customers will do with it.